American English Book File 3 page 8. 5. Listening, or read the text about Mariana. Then look at the 5 photos and extracts from an interview with her. With a partner, say how you think she finishes each sentence. Mariana Levaditaki is the head chef at Morito, a very popular restaurant in London. She was born on the island of Crete, in Greece. Her father was a Cretan fisherman and her mother was Scottish. Together they ran a seafood restaurant, which is where Mariana spent most of her childhood. With a partner, say how you think she finishes each sentence. Complete. Picture 1. We eat fish every day which? Answer. My dad caught. With a partner, say how you think she finishes each sentence. Complete. Picture 2. We boiled it and eat it with. Answer. Lemon and olive. With a partner, say how you think she finishes each sentence. Complete. Picture 3. I wrote down recipes which I wanted to cook for the family in. Answer. A small blue notebook. With a partner, say how you think she finishes each sentence. Complete. Picture 4. My Aunt Thea Cola had. Answer. Animals, a garden, oliva trees, NDV grapes. With a partner, say how you think she finishes each sentence. Complete. Picture 5. Occasionally, my mum used to buy me and my brother souvlaki for lunch, a sort of. Answer. Greek sandwich with pita bread. B1.8 Listen to part 1 of an interview with Mariana and check your answers to A. C. Listen again. With a partner, say anything else you can remember about each photo.
1.8 Part 1.
With me today I have Mariana Levaditaki, head chef of Morito Restaurant in London. Mariana, what was your favorite food when you were a child?
Well, at home we ate a funny mixture, and because of my parents, fresh fish, bacon and eggs for breakfast on Sundays, and traditional apple pies. But my favourite was fish. We ate fish every day, which my dad caught. In fact, my dad still goes fishing every night.
Wow.
Yeah, we were really lucky because not all families could do that, could eat fish every day. Even on an island, fish is expensive, unfortunately.
Did your dad catch fish for the family or for the restaurant?
For both, except for lobsters. When he caught a lobster, he never sold it. It was always for us. We boiled it and ate it with lemon and olive oil. You don't need anything except lemon and olive oil when fish and seafood is really fresh. That's how I cook lobsters nowadays in the restaurant, in Morito.
Were you interested in cooking when you were a child?
Oh, yes. I spent every evening in our restaurant, and instead of playing with the other children, I usually helped in the kitchen. I wrote down recipes which I wanted to cook for the family in a small blue notebook.
So your love of food and cooking came from your parents?
From my parents and also from my aunt, and from many inspiring ladies who surrounded me when I was growing up. My aunt, Thea Cola, had animals, a garden, olive trees and grapes. In the summer, I often spent all day with her. She knew everything about wild food in Crete. She only ate what she had grown, or found, or made herself. Such a beautiful way to eat.
Did you ever eat out as a child?
Never in the evening, because our restaurant was open for dinner 7 days a week. But occasionally my mum used to buy me and my brother souvlaki for lunch, a sort of Greek sandwich with pita bread. Inside it has pork, tomato, red onion and lots of thick yogurt.
D1.9 Now listen to part 2 and answer the questions. 1. What 3 things did Mariana do before becoming a chef in London? 2. What was her first connection with the restaurant Moro? Why did she go back to it later? 3. What happened 7 years later? 4. How is her restaurant, Morito, different from Moro? 5. How often does she go back to Crete? What happens when she has lunch with her old friends there?
1.9 Part 2.
So, did you always want to be a chef, to have your own restaurant?
No, not at all. I wanted to be a psychologist. And when I was 18, I came to the UK to study at Kent University. Then I decided I didn't want to be a psychologist after all, and I went travelling for a bit. I'd saved some money at university because I worked in the evenings. I went all around Southern Europe and also to South America, to Ecuador. I tried all sorts of different dishes and fell in love with food again. So I went back to Crete and worked in our family restaurant for 2 years.
Why did you come back to the UK?
Well, I wanted to continue working as a chef, but I needed a bigger challenge. And when I was a student in the UK and I missed good food, I used to save money to go to London to have dinner in a restaurant called Moro. It wasn't Greek food, but it was Mediterranean, Spanish, North African, and I loved it. So when I came back to London, I went to Moro and I said, I want a job. And they gave me one.
And what happened then?
Well, really slowly, through hard work, and after 7 years, I became head chef. It was magic. And then the owners of Moro, Samantha and Samuel Clark, suggested that I help them open Morito.
How is Morito different from Moro?
It's the same inspiration, and many of the dishes are similar, but because I run the kitchen, I have been able to have more Cretan dishes on the menu, dishes from my childhood. This week, for example, I'm making dakos, a Cretan salad made with fresh goat's cheese, tomato and bread.
Do you go back to Crete much?
Yes, I go to Crete maybe 4 or 5 times a year. My family's restaurant is closed now, but I go out for lunch with my friends, the people I miss when I'm in London. Food comes and we share everything. We always order too much, and by the end of it, we feel incredibly full.
Well, Mariana, it's been great talking with you, and thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much for having me.
What about you? Answer the questions with a partner. 1. What was your favorite food when you were a child? 2. What kinds of things did your mother or father cook? Do you still eat them? 3. Do you have a favorite restaurant? What do you like most about it? The food, the atmosphere, the service, or the price? D1.9 Now listen to part 2 and answer the questions. 1. What 3 things did Mariana do before becoming a chef in London? 2. What was her first connection with the restaurant Moro? Why did she go back to it later? 3. What happened 7 years later? 4. How is her restaurant, Morito, different from Moro? 5. How often does she go back to Crete? What happens when she has lunch with her old friends there? Answers 5 questions. Interview 1.9 Part 2. 1. What 3 things did Mariana do before becoming a chef in London? Answer. She studied psychology at Kent University. She traveled around Southern Europe and South America. She went back to Crete and worked in the family restaurant. 2. What was her first connection with the restaurant Moro? Why did she go back to it later? Answer. When she was a student, she used to save money and go and eat there. Because she wanted to work there. 3. What happened 7 years later? Answer. She became head chef. 4. How is her restaurant, Morito, different from Moro? Answer. It has more Cretan dishes on the menu. 5. How often does she go back to Crete? What happens when she has lunch with her old friends there? Answer. 4 or 5 times a year. They share all the food and always order too much. 6. Grammar, simple present and continuous, action and non-action verbs. A look at 3 sentences from the interview. Circle the correct verb form. 1. You aren't needing anything except lemon and olive oil when fish and seafood is really fresh. 2. This week, for example, I'm making, in tacos, a Cretan salad. 3. I'm going to Crete maybe 4 or 5 times a year. Answers 3 questions. Simple present continuous. 1. You aren't needing anything except lemon and olive oil when fish and seafood is really fresh. Answer. Don't need. It's a non-action verb, not usually used in the continuous. 2. This week, for example, I make, I'm making, in tacos, a cretin salad. Answer. I'm making. It's a temporary action which is only happening this week. 3. I go, I'm going to Crete maybe 4 or 5 times a year. Answer. I go. It's a habitual action. B1.10 Listen and check. With a partner, say why you think she uses each form. Now, we are going to page 132. CP.132. Grammar Bank 1A. Finish page 8. Open page 132 Student Book. 1A. Grammar.